I can hear you. It's alright, I've got good ear, one ear anyway.
Dino, two-time champion Islamabad United couldn't qualify for the final. Do you think the absence of Misbah-ul-Haq, because he led your team from the front, it played a vital role for not reaching to the final of the tournament?
Oh look, Misbah is a legend of the game. His boots would be always hard to fill. We won it without him last year. We had JP Dumini as captain, with all due respect. Sammy tried very, very well, but ultimately it's your bowling. I've got my own theories in T20 cricket, and my theories are that 8 times out of 10, 7 times out of 10, the better bowling teams always win in T20 cricket, and we were let down, unfortunately. Our quicks just were under attack. We couldn't get the right lines of lengths. They were brave early, Zalmi. They played really, really well. Cameron, of course, Imam, who were just beautiful knocks, really. And it's good to see Pakistani boys doing well, batsmen. So hopefully for the World Cup leading up for them. But with all due respect to your captaincy thing, Misbah was a great. We always would love him in our team, but unfortunately, we're trying to rebuild. And then we nearly signed him, but unfortunately he had other things to do.
Do you know when the team was made after the draft, you guys were deemed to be, to win the tournament again?
No, we weren't. A lot of people in this room didn't even think we'd make it to the finals. Let's be honest.
I thought that way. So
there you go.
Yeah. It would not be wrong to say that the partnership of Imam-ul-Haq and Kamran Akmal took that away from you guys. How do you think you guys could have stopped them today?
Gee, I'm just going back Glenn McGrath, Shane Warne maybe, Peshawar Zalmi when he was younger. Oh no, we've got a word in Australia, they were on heat and they played beautifully, they really did. They hit us off our lines and lengths. It's a credit to them, they'll be very hard to beat. Look, and also in reference to their bowling, let's not forget about their bowling. They've got 3 guys that bowl over 140 clicks. Now, what's the purpose of that? When you get bowlers bowling over 140 clicks and you make an error as a batsman, you don't have a second chance to realign yourself and either work the ball over the leg side or work it with your hands or whatever. When you get beaten at 140 clicks, the ball's through you. And unfortunately today we only have one kid that did that. He's just a kid, 18, with Musa. He's got a future. And unfortunately our guys just didn't have the speed through the air and then the change-ups, and we got sorted out.
Do you know, winning the toss in a knockout game, big knockout game, and putting opposition in, do you think that was the biggest error? Yeah,
well, normally I like to think our strength in this particular match was our batting. And normally you have your best discipline in the second innings. That's the way we like to go, normally. It's different for us, we want a toss. I don't know if you know, we've actually won 15 tosses in the PSL and we've actually lost 38. Fact. Doesn't know it. But we won today and we got no excuses at all though. Yeah, look, they just got away with us with the ball, and particularly off the couple of overs, I think was Musa and Shadab, and they tagged us, and the rest is history.
My question from you is that once again PSL has produced some young talented bowlers, but we didn't see any young batsmen coming out of this season. So what will you say on that?
Yeah, that's a really good question. How can the PCB and Mickey Arthur and the selectors maybe shape it a little that you could have? Let's see, most of the overseas players are batsmen, but taking up the top 4 spots. And that hurts, except for today. You've got Kamran, etc., doing their job. So, and Imam. So, I just wonder whether or not it gets to a stage that you must have 2 in your top 4 or something batting. Look, the PSL has no doubt helped PCB with their development. They are the #1 T20 team in the world. They're starting to be very competitive in the ODIs, and it's because of this. One thing is because of the standard of this and playing in front of big crowds. Putting players under pressure, being able to chase big targets or try to keep the runs down. That's what you wanted. And you're right. I know Mickey Arthur's a little bit worried about maybe the small amount of talent coming through, but we've got top 4 our batters batting at all the overseas players. So, unfortunately, we just couldn't get Rizwan into a good enough form. We tried him early for 4 games and it didn't quite work for us, unfortunately, as an emerging player. But no, you got a valid point that maybe we could try to somehow twig it to make sure we have a couple of Pakistani boys back in the top 4 in all the teams, not just one. Yeah.
Dino, last year you played 1 match in Karachi and this time there were 3. So how was the experience overall regarding the crowd, the conditions, the weather and everything?
Today wasn't good, but we've won the last, we've got 3 games here, so it's been pretty good. Karachi is a spot for us. We've won 5 finals out of 7 in Islamabad now. That's our second loss in the history. But the security's been brilliant. Probably a little bit too much at times, to be honest. And we've loved coming here. Like, it's just great to have Alex Hales jump on a plane, 21 hours, just suffering from, I don't know if you guys suffer from, with problems to sleep and jet lag and whatnot, and have him come here. And all the players just got on very well. We'd like to go out and see Karachi a little bit more, to be honest. Maybe they can relax it a little bit more. The security to help us get around. Being cooped up in a hotel is not the greatest thing of all time, but considering the world events that have been happening, 60 odd people being killed in New Zealand, we just lost a cricket match. So we'll move on. We'll move on. Thank you, everyone. Can I just say, as the players, I know I was a bit narky on one particular journalist earlier in this thing, and in the media, with particularly with Asif Ali, who is really got a very sick child, like very sick. So just have to be wary of him. He's a good kid.